Okay, so I asked for some feedback from my team on, coaching strategies. Alexa, off. Some coaching strategies and like how they want me to start shifting my coaching. And a really big request that I got from my whole entire team was to start creating slideshows and PowerPoints. So your girl made y'all a slideshow. So give me a second. Let me figure out how to get this all connected here in a moment. Present. If I put on present, do you guys, oh my God, look how official this is. Okay, do you guys all see this? Okay, can I get a thumbs up if you can see it? Okay, cool. I have both my computers up, so you guys are going to see me looking down for notes so I can hit everything I need to go over. So I wanted to do this call for a few reasons. First things first, we have a lot of new girls on our team, okay? Now, with having a lot of new people on the team, guess what else happens? People start getting into their heads. People start analyzing. It turns into this, so many people, it turns into, every single month you start comparing last month to this month. You start comparing day to day. So I kind of wanted to hop on here and talk about what, in my opinion, one of the most important aspects of running a business. And it's your ability to overcome limiting beliefs, right? And how you can actually access your potential. Because you guys have to understand that over the course of your lifetime, your beliefs have been ingrained into your nervous system due to repeated situations that have now proven their legitimacy, right? We think the way we think because of how we were brought up, the experiences we've been through, what we went through in our life, the kind of conversations we've had, the kind of heartbreaks we've had, the kind of friendships that we've had. All of those things are what have, over the course of time, ingrained into our brains, right? We collect facts, evidence, and reference us, and that is what references, and that's what actually shapes the reality, right? So what I want to go over are some different aspects on how to change how you think, because in my opinion, it is possible, and I'm saying that because I have done it. So, okay. First things first, I want to go over how beliefs shape your life. So your experience of the world isn't universal. It's not. You see the world through the tinted lenses of your background, your state of mind, and your beliefs. So the way that I think about, I'm going to talk about the movement that's happening in the world today. The way that I feel about the Black Lives Matter movement is drastically different than how my parents feel. And I recognized that when I was home. Why? Because we were raised completely differently. What they were surrounded by their whole entire life was completely different. And when you believe something is true, your mind interprets your experiences in a way that's going to support your beliefs. So I have a girl on my team. And she, when she first started her business, she used to always be like, well, I'm just not a lucky person. Like, good things don't happen to me. So what happened in her first few months of the business? Well, she paid attention to all of the roadblocks. She paid attention to all of the hardship that was happening in her business. And she always went back to that being poor luck. She used to always say, well, good things just don't happen to me. If someone just popped on, can you guys mute your phones? Okay. She used to always just be like, hey, well, good things just don't happen to me. And she would ignore all of the good things that happened. She would ignore all of the small steps in her business that was actually moving her business forward, right? The concept, I grew up, and maybe you can agree with me, I grew up thinking money doesn't grow on trees. And I used to always be like, I should be married by 25. I need to have my kids by 26 so I can be a present parent and, have this white picket fence and live this life with them that I see all my friends living. You have to go to college and get a degree, and that's what makes you good. That's how you've made it in life. I grew up with the family. My dad used to always tell me, you need to marry a nice Jewish boy. That was like ingrained into my head growing up. All of these thoughts, and you guys, I said that until like 21, 22, part of like when I would look for a man, it mattered to me if they were Jewish, because God forbid I brought home a man that wasn't, I upset my parents. When I joined my previous business, door-to-door commission-only sales, with no health benefits and no insurance, my mom basically had a heart attack. She was like, we spent all this money for you to go to school, and you're taking this job that's commission only, and oh my God. And a year later, I paid for their goddamn house. Like, you're welcome, Mom. So with that being said, you guys have to remember that all of the beliefs that you guys have, they come through the process of repetitively thinking and acting on certain things in real life. And that comes from a thing called confirmation bias. I'm going back to what I went in school. Oh God, what I learned in school a long time ago. So confirmation bias, it basically prevents you guys from seeing clearly, and it reinforces existing beliefs. Okay, so something that you believe happens, right? We're going to start, I remember learning this in psychology. So something you believe. So for example, I'm going to use the words that I have wrote down in my notes. You tell yourself when you start your business, I'm not worthy for success. Success and me don't connect. And then your first month was really hard, right? You got ghosted by a few people. Maybe you had a few VIPs who never actually purchased from you. Or, you know, maybe you had a few market partners who you brought on your team and they didn't match your energy. They didn't match your energy. And so then you assume, hey, well, obviously all of these things happen, so success isn't meant for me. You've made this assumption because you have this belief, an event happened, and now you're associating every single thing with that event. But you're missing all of the other shit. You guys closed market partners, which is the hardest aspect of our business. You got VIPs solely from posting on your social media. You got a paycheck from sharing products you love on your story. We're so busy focusing on the negatives that are attached to our belief system that we stop to take a minute to recognize all the good that's actually happening around us, right? And sometimes this process can obviously benefit you guys. Oh, there we go. Sometimes this process can benefit you guys, but more often than not, it's ingrained and it's creating false limits in your life. And that's how you guys get trapped in the what could have been, right? There's girls on my team who call me and they're like, well, I just feel like I could have been farther ahead. I feel like last month I wasn't here. I feel like, 2 months ago, my business was moving at a faster pace. You're constantly relating to what could have been. You're constantly relating to going backwards. And it's not about what could have been. It's about what's currently happening right now in your business and pushing away any other false limiting beliefs outside of that. So that concept, I'm not worthy of success. No one else in my family is a millionaire. My mom said this is a scam. My best friend tried this and, the company failed. So now I'm going to fail. All of those are beliefs that you fully have potential to change. So, how do I change this? I have to move this around every time? That's weird. I don't like that. Okay, so how limiting beliefs are holding you guys back. So your beliefs are holding you back from realizing your potential in every single area of your life. Literally. Because if you do not believe that something is possible in your life, you are unlikely to follow through with creating it. And we talk about this on our stories, right? We talk about how, if you don't fully believe in your ability to grow, when you start your business, you're going to be putting in 50%. That's why it's so important that you as a mentor are your people's cheerleader. They do not yet believe in themselves. They have to see those small wins for them to start recognizing their true potential. And this right here, I remember when my teacher showed this to me forever ago, and it stuck with me my whole entire life, right? You have your current results. And right now, what you're shooting for is based on what you believe is possible from your previous experience. That's like when you start your month and you start your month saying, I want to hit AMB. Just because last month all you did was hit MMP. So you think this month the only thing that's possible now is hitting AMB. But it's not. You can hit MMB and MM and AMM. You can triple, quadruple rank. Right? But we're always so busy looking at our current results and making our goals surrounding our current results. And that's the death trap in business in my eyes. I'm always about potential. I look at someone's potential and I match their results to what I know they can do. I'm going to use Deborah's girl, Sam. I think she's on our call right now. Yeah, there you are. Hi, Sunshine. Okay. Sam has a shit ton of potential, like a lot of potential. And there's certain people off of the bat based on their work ethic, based on their intensity, based on their goals, based on how they attack their business. Her goal isn't MMP in 2 weeks. Nah, girl, we're getting your ass to MMB by the end of this month because you can. And it doesn't matter what you've done before because I see the potential in you and I'm going to pull you there. Deborah's going to pull you there. And as long as you match my energy, the results are going to be there. So limiting beliefs are constantly holding you back because the moment that you start to doubt your ability, you've already put that into fruition. And I tell my girls all the time, the second that those limiting beliefs, those doubts come into your head, what's the first thing that I do? I grab my notebook, I write down what I'm thinking about, and then on the right side of the notebook, I write down how I should be thinking about that particular scenario. And you train your brain to think differently. And I'm gonna go into some different techniques here in a little bit, but there's that. Okay, so, oh God, what did I just do? Oh no, Veronica, oh no. Oh, see, this is why I can't do PowerPoints. Okay, so I want to go over a few examples as well, because if you're new, some of this might not totally make sense to you. So I want to go over how different limiting beliefs could hold you back in different areas in your life. This one's huge, relationships. I'm going to talk about myself, for example. I come from my ex-boyfriend, horrible human being. If he died, I'd probably celebrate. So when I met Thomas, I was very guarded. I was very like, who are you talking to? What do you mean you have girlfriends? How can you have girlfriends? Like, I was very on edge. I don't know what this message is. Hold on. V, you can do PowerPoints. Thanks, but now I don't know how to exit this. Hold, please. Technical difficulties. Okay, I think I got it. Relationships. So when I started dating Thomas, it was, he's laughing in the background. Every time he'd go out with his friends, I would instantly be anxious. Every time he would have an argument, I would instantly assume, oh, we're arguing, he's gonna leave me. Like I was this crazy girlfriend because all I was doing was thinking about my previous experiences, and I made this assumption that every other person I'm gonna bring into my life is gonna be like Thomas. And it's not, because Thomas, he disrupted that pattern. He disrupted that belief because he showed me that that's not the case, but he only was able to show that to me when I, in my mind, believe that it's possible. Right? So same concept, like you get into an argument with the spouse or with the boyfriend after having a rougher relationship and you assume that it's impossible to fix when it actually is, right? Physical health. Maybe you want to be super fit and energetic, but you've been overweight for a long time, or you just can't ever create a system in the gym. So you're one of those people who says, I'm not a runner. I'm just not meant for the gym. Working out just isn't my thing. Why? Why is it not your thing, but it's everyone else's thing? Why is it the lady who's 50 years old and runs at Orange Theory at 10 miles an hour can figure her shit out? But here we are 25, 26, 30 years old and we're saying it's just not possible. It is. It's a belief that we've told ourselves, right? Business. You guys all here, you want to run your own businesses, you want to build your empire, but people start this business all the time, and if they don't have entrepreneurial abilities or an entrepreneurial background, they instantly assume that they're going to fail, right? These are the people who after 2-3 weeks don't see results, and then what happens? This isn't for me. This is harder than I expected. I don't think I'm going to be successful. It's been 3 weeks. Like you haven't even dipped your toes in the water, y'all. Mental health, and this one's huge. Like I'm really big on mental health. If you're in my direct downline, I'm talking about this all of the time. You might want to be fulfilled and you might want to be happy in life. But if you're constantly experiencing super highs and lows and you don't believe that you can ever be satisfied and you're always doubting your ability and you're always focusing on the negatives, you're not actually making actionable steps to change how you're feeling. You're not actually making actionable steps to change what's going on in your mental. Mental health to me is more important than anything else in the world because our business is realistically in my mind, like 90% mentality. When you believe you can, you can. It just comes from that one thought. That moment that you wake up in the morning and you say, sorry for swearing, I'm gonna fucking crush my day. I'm gonna fucking dominate. I'm closing a market partner. I'm closing a VIP. My team's promoting leaders. My whole entire team's about to blow up. This month's going to be incredible because it is. Guess what happens? Results every single time. So those are a few different examples, in my opinion, in different areas of your life where limiting belief hits us the most. And this is from the Mindset Mentor. I listened to his podcast like 900 times, so I want to touch on it with you. He has this quote, and he goes, belief opens the doors of possibility and primes you for action. You still have to do the work to walk through it. But if you ever open that door, you're doomed from the start. And this one's super, super huge because in order to fully believe in yourself, it means sometimes that you have to get your first yes. So right now I'm kind of talking to the girls who are in their first 2 to 3 weeks in this business. If you're still doubting your ability, guess what? Your doubt's going to go away when you get your first sale. Your doubt's going to go away when you close your first market partner. But how does that happen? Well, you got to do the action, girl. There ain't no way it's going to happen if you just sit there in your own head doubting your ability. Taking action is the actual cheat code in this business. You got to believe in yourself a little bit to take that first step of action. But like, you know, he says in that podcast, and I shared it with my team, thinking just causes more thinking. Inaction causes more inaction. And as a byproduct, action causes more action. So thinking causes more thinking. I want you guys to put a 1 in chat. I don't know how to see the chat, so or just say hi. I don't know. I want you guys to take a second and think about if you've ever sat on the couch and you're like, I really need to make this content. Like, I know I need to make this live. And you think about it, and you think about it, and you think about it. And then a week goes by and you're like, God damn, this live has been on my goal sheet for like 7 days. I still haven't done it. Because we're sitting. And that, guess what? That's going to trickle in different areas in your business. It starts with the live and then it moves to content creation. And then it moves to creating your routine. And then it moves to your goals. And then it moves to lack of recruiting. Thinking causes more than thinking, right? For example, this morning, and you guys could agree with me here too, I went to go, I really didn't want to work. I should say this afternoon. I really didn't want to work out today. I had a super busy day. I didn't feel like it. Thomas was like, we have a couch to start working out. So I started doing sit-ups. And normally I only do 20 sit-ups. I got to 20 and I was like, ooh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fiery. I just had my coffee. I'm going to do some more. I finished with 50. I finished up my sit-ups and I wanted to continue going because my momentum started happening. Y'all, our business is the same exact thing. You have to walk through the doubt that's happening into your head. When you wake up that day and you go, I don't really feel like doing X, guess what you're fucking doing that day? Whatever that X is, do it. Do it to the best of your ability. Because the only way that you stop doubting your ability to follow through on whatever it is that you're not doing for your business is by repetition, is by constantly working through that doubt until it's no longer doubt and it's now turned into confidence. Because each time you do that one thing that you don't think you can do right now, you're going to get better and better and better with it. So I kind of went on a tangent there, but that was my point there. Now, how to shed limiting beliefs to create what you guys want in life. So the beliefs in your head are self-constructed, right? So since they're not set in stone, we've all agreed that we're the ones who create them based on past experiences, based on relationships, based on what we've been through in the past, right? We all know that they're self-constructed. So since they're not set in stone, you can actually take the shift. You can make a change simply by changing how you guys think. And I know right now you're probably reading this and you're like, okay, that sounds simple. For sure, do it. Do it consistently and then come back to me in a month. Instead of asking yourselves the questions, can I ask yourself, how will I? This coaching right here, when my mentor went over this with me, my previous business, it changed my life. And she actually used this example. So when I used to be like, well, can I lose 10 pounds? She'd always be like, well, no, you've never done that before. So it's probably not likely that you can lose 10 pounds, right? Right now, when you're asking me this question, it's probably going to be a no. But when I switch my questions, when I ask better questions and I begin to ask, how will I lose 10 pounds or how will I lose 15 pounds? It's more approachable, right? I now can create a game plan on what I need to do to actually get to that end goal. The can I approach sets you up to still slide back into a limiting belief. So if you're asking yourself, can I hit MMP? You're asking yourself, or fuck MMP. Can I hit MMB? Can I hit AMM? Can I hit MM? If you're asking yourself that question, it's allowing you to slide back into a limiting belief because you have the ability to say, no, I can't because I've never done it before. No, I can't because I don't have enough runners on my team right now. No, I can't because blah, right? But when you switch your question to how can I hit MMB, you're now looking for a way to find solutions. You're now looking for a way to take action, and that action is now going to create new results for you guys. So one of the most important aspects of this business is learning how to ask better questions, learning how to shape your thinking, learning how to kind of twist the questions you're asking yourself in your head. So as a byproduct, it doesn't allow you to slip back into limiting belief. So what I want to go through, that was my extra slide, guys. We're not going to go over that one. I want to kind of talk about some tips for you guys to get out of your head and into your heart. And I think this is so important going into what's about to happen, going into this new launch, going into our new expansions. I feel like there's a big split right now on the team. There's either people who are exactly where they want to be and they're excited and there's momentum and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to become a millionaire. And there's some people who are looking at their back office right now and they're like, well, things aren't where they were last month. Things aren't the same. So it becomes things aren't the same, I'm behind. And you're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. You guys have to understand how important it is to constantly live through abundance, constantly live through gratitude, constantly be thankful for where you guys are at while being excited for where you guys are going without getting into your head because you're not where you want to be at. So I want to go through 5 different ways to get out of your head. First things first, disrupt your thoughts by asking yourself, am I manifesting magic or drama? Am I manifesting magic or drama? This is a solid assessment of self, right? Asking yourself, where is your focus? It's so simple, but then again, it's also so freaking powerful. At the end of the day, only you know what you're thinking about. Only I know when I'm in a negged out state. Only I know when I'm complaining in my own head. No one else. I don't share. I mean, there's like one person on this team that I feel comfortable calling and negging out to because she's my person. But that's the most important part. Disrupt your thoughts by asking yourself, am I manifesting magic or drama? The second thing, and this is huge. This is like, if I can tell you anything, it's this one. Quit fucking complaining. Quit complaining. I'm not saying when something's wrong, don't talk about it. It's so important to get things out of your head, right? But you didn't get a VIP. You didn't get a VIP. There's nothing you did wrong. You just didn't get a VIP. You had a market partner. That market partner fell off. The market partner fell off. Work through that scenario and then leave it. I'm going to tell you guys a trick that's probably going to save your lives in this business. Find yourself a friend that you can call and say, hey, I'm going through something right now. I don't want your opinion. I don't want your feedback. I just want to talk this out. Can you listen to me? Can you just listen to me? Get yourself a listening buddy. That's my biggest piece of advice in this business. Because if you, and don't make, I mean, for me, don't make it your spouse. I don't make it Thomas because he tries to give me his opinion. I'm like, I don't want your opinion. I want you to listen. There's not one or the other. It's just one way here. So find yourself a listening buddy that you can just go talk to about what's happening in your life, what's happening in your head, without them giving you unsolicited advice, because you're going to feel better. It's no longer in your heart. It's no longer in your head. You've put it out there. Number three, disrupting your normal way of doing things. This one's huge. It's so important to switch things up in this business and make it fun. You know, I always look at a way to disrupt my mood. So a lot of you guys always ask me how I'm so motivated or how I'm so goal driven. I want you guys to understand, I don't just wake up and be like, I want to sell a lot of shampoo today. I'm going to sell a lot of skincare. I'm going to sign up a lot of market partners. I don't do that. I'm not like solely focused on my mission, but I'm really good at disrupting my mood. I'm really good at finding a way to elevate myself so I can put myself on the right, I guess, playing field mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And I do this a few different ways. First things first, guess what, guys? I'm a human. Sometimes I wake up and I don't really feel like getting up. I'm like, I don't feel like it. Today's going to be a lazy day. Want to know what I do? I put my headphones in. I put on music. Ask Thomas. I just start dancing. I start getting ready to go to the gym. And he wakes up and he's like, it's 7 a.m. What are you doing? Like, I'm dancing. Don't bother me. I'm getting into the mood. I'll literally dance all over the living room. That's one thing that I'll start doing. I'll get up sometimes and I'll start doing a plank, because that'll get my blood rushing. So if my blood's rushing, I'm instantly going to get up. I'm sweaty and I feel gross, so I'm going to go work out, right? 99% of the time, what I do to disrupt my normal way of doing things is I change up the way that I'm driving somewhere. So like after my workout, normally I go to Starbucks. And after Starbucks, I go to the post office and out samples, and then I go home. And the simple shift of going a different way to Starbucks changes my whole day. I went a new route. I like experienced something new on my way. I know that sounds so silly, but in what we do and how routine we are, sometimes it's so important to just change that routine a little bit to create some excitement in your day, so that way you can get yourself back into the swing of things. So number 3, disrupting your normal way of doing things. Number 4, disruption by getting present with your fears and saying what's holding you back. This is huge. This is like, if you can squash your limiting beliefs anyway, this is it. So many of us, we have these thoughts. For example, right now, what's not holding me back is I still haven't organized my photo album. I have so many pictures in there and they're everywhere, and it gives me anxiety every time I'm looking for content, because I gotta like scroll up to find the content, and I'm like, God damn, if I just organized my photos, I wouldn't have to do this. And I think about it all of the time. So right now, I'm aware that in my business, one of the biggest things that's holding me back is not organizing my photos. What is it for you? It could be that the first thing you wake up in the morning is you think today's not going to be a good day. It could be that in the middle of the day when you look at your Instagram and you don't see any messages, you think, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to close anybody today. It could be that, you know, a market partner or a VIP says, hey, things are too expensive. And then you tell yourself, no one's going to buy from me. You got to recognize what your actual fears are. And then guess what? You got to talk about them. You got to put them out. I think people think that if they talk about what they're afraid of, they're going to manifest it. You guys, the universe already knows what scares you. The universe already knows what you're fearful of. The only way that you're going to work through that fear is by physically talking through it and then making actionable steps to get past it. And then last but not least is journaling. I'm not anyone's mom. I'm not going to tell you guys what to do, but I can tell you that if I didn't journal, I would go freaking crazy. I work with way too many women with way too many emotions to have to keep everyone's emotions and then not put them on paper. Journaling is the only way I survive my days, because I deal with a lot of different energies all day long, literally all day long. And I deal with moms. So there's like extra energies, right, with moms. And I want to be there for people. So the only way that I can filter that, you guys, whoever just hopped on, if you guys can just mute your phones. Okay, the only way that I can work through my business is by constantly putting my thoughts on paper. And you guys have to remember, no one can see your journal besides you. I talk shit about Thomas in there all the time. He read it once and he was like, wow, is that how you feel about me? I'm like, yeah, that day, that's how I felt about you. It is what it is. But it's so important that you guys put that out, because you guys, I think sometimes we don't recognize you can coach yourself through a slump. You can. It's possible. If you guys don't listen to Badass Manifester, she has a whole podcast, like 3 episodes on how to actually coach yourself out of a slump. Because a slump, you guys, guess what it is? It's here. There's no such fucking thing as a slump. It's a decision that you're making to not put in action. And when you put in action, the slump is no longer relevant. So I want you guys to take a second and really think about, what is the story that you guys are telling yourself right now? How are you scripting your reality? Yes, you guys may be manifesting. Yes, you might be doing affirmations. Yes, you guys might be doing the personal development and listening to videos and watching podcasts and all that kind of fun stuff. But really take a moment when you hop off this call and ask yourself, what is the story you're telling? Are you telling yourself a fairy tale? Are you telling yourself a drama about your business? Are you telling yourself some kind of nightmare about what's happening every single day? A success story? Because 99% of what we tell ourselves is a lie. We make it up. We're making it up based on what's happening to us right now, today. I haven't gotten a VIP this month. You want to know what I said to Thomas? Ooh, I wonder if this month I'm not going to get 4 VIPs. I did it. He looked at me like, what? It's the 8th of the month. Like, what do you mean? I made up a whole scenario in my head based off 8 days. Why do we do that to ourselves? It's so much extra pressure that we don't actually need. Right now, today, at this very moment, you guys are all writing a story by the most amazing author. It's you. You're writing it. You have the ability to change how it ends. You have the ability to mix some shit up and hit a plot twist right now if you feel like it. You have the ability to change your narrative entirely. And that narrative that you're telling yourself of you're not good enough, or it's not possible, or I'm not going to succeed, or I'm not meant for this business, or maybe this month isn't my month, or I'm behind, or I'm not where I need to be. Understand that the story of success or failure simply comes down to what you tell yourself and what you believe, and understand that this business and what's about to happen in the next 5 to 7 days is going to change the generations of our families' lives. That's how big I'm thinking about what's to come. It's not about me and Thomas and our future child. No, it's our kids. That's how big your thoughts should be right now. And if they're not, sis, go journal and get your shit together, because if you are not ready for what is about to happen, you will be behind. There is such a thing as riding the wave and momentum. There is such a thing as being mentally ready. There is such a thing as making the decision to be all in. And if you guys are not there yet, ask yourself, how much money is worth it for you? Because for me, Jamie said it today, 10 directors makes you $1 million a month. $1 million a month from 10 directors with their compensation plan. For me, that's life-changing money. And because I understand that, and because I know what this can do for my family, current and future, I don't have the time to be in my head. I don't have the time to get emotional. I don't have the time to let something my mom's, dad's, brother's, sister told me 5 years ago come back to creep into my head and make me disbelieve my potential. You guys are fucking incredible. We have an amazing company with an amazing compensation plan, with amazing products, with a bulletproof way to let you guys grow. Get out of your head, get into your hearts, work on actionable steps every single day, because everything else, guys, is irrelevant. You control how fast you go. You control how slow you go. You control what happens to your team. Nothing else matters. Put the blinders on and let's get to freaking work. Because at the end of the day, what's about to happen in the next 2 days, you're either ready for it now, or you're going to look back a year from now and say, damn, did I miss out? Because me, my team, my girls were fucking winning. You stay with us, you're winning. But get ready to win with us. And that only happens on days like today, on hard weeks, on hard months, on hard years, when you guys make the decision to make a change. I hope you guys liked my little PowerPoint presentation. Thanks for hopping on. Bye, y'alls.